College football is already officially into week number 4, and every single year there's always the same hyped up college football teams. We always hear the same buzz about Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia, Alabama. It's the same thing every single year, and the other teams never seem to get any love. This year is no different, as there is one college football team that is probably one of the top 5 teams in the country, and they are receiving no hype. And if you don't already know who I'm talking about the Oregon Ducks. The Oregon Ducks are currently ranked number 10 in the college football AP poll released for week number 3. But in this video, I'm going to explain why Oregon is probably a top 5 team in the entire country this season. So let's get into it. As many of us college football fanatics know, Oregon is currently 3-0 as they have played 3 easy teams and dominated. In their first game of the season, the Oregon Ducks faced off against Portland State. And Oregon really put their team on the map as they would absolutely throttle Portland State and they would drop 81 points. And this was really the first look at that Oregon offense this season, and Bo Nix absolutely showed out. In this game, Bo Nix would only play a limited amount of time due to them absolutely throttling Portland State. However, he would still complete 23 out of 27 passes for 287 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Bucky Irving looked absolutely amazing for the Oregon Ducks offense as he had an amazing rushing game. However, it seemed like Oregon was still receiving no hype after this game as everyone just laughed it off. And then the following week, in college football week number 2, Oregon would actually have a sneaky tough game against Texas Tech as they would have to travel to play the Raiders. And many college football fans seem to not even watch this game or just completely tune it out as the Alabama Crimson Tide versus Texas Longhorns game was going on at the exact same time. However, in this game, Oregon would actually struggle a little bit against Texas Tech as they would only end up winning 38-30. However, that offense led by Bo Nix looked absolutely amazing again. In this game, Bo Nix would complete 32 passes for 359 yards and 3 touchdowns once again. However, after this game, it still seemed like nobody was talking about Oregon, as they believe there's better Pac-12 teams in USC, Utah, and Washington. And then, once again, in week number 3 of the college football season, Oregon would face another easy competition as they would take on Hawaii. However, once again, that offense looked absolutely amazing as they would put up 55 on Hawaii as they would ultimately end up winning this game 55. I know I sound like a broken record, but once again, Bo Nix looked absolutely amazing as he would throw for 247 yards and 3 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. Oregon's offense continued to look amazing as they are one of only 8 teams in college football this season to average over 50 points a game. But let's really dissect this team even more. This season, Bo Nix has thrown for 893 yards with 8 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, and he has also only been sacked 1 time. And currently right now, Bo Nix is actually in the Heisman race. And to go along with this, Oregon has an amazing running attack led by Bucky Irving, who has rushed for over 200 yards this season with 3 touchdowns. And I know you might be saying, well, he only has just a little bit over 200 yards this year, but this is absolutely ridiculous as he's averaging 8 yards a carry, as he's only had 27 carries this college football season. And I know you might be saying, well, their offense is good, but how is their defense? And to go along with that offense, Oregon has one of the top defenses in the entire country this year. Their defense is allowing opponents' offense to average just 285 yards a game. They're holding opponents' quarterbacks to just over 158 yards a game. And this defense just looks absolutely amazing as their front 7 is absolutely loaded. And Oregon has a huge test this week as they face off against the Colorado Buffaloes at 3:30. This is one of the biggest college football games of the week as the Oregon Ducks face off against the Colorado Buffaloes in a huge Pac-12 conference game. And Oregon is heavily favored in this game due to good reason. And after this week, I think Oregon will finally get the respect they deserve as I believe they will absolutely throttle Colorado and Deion Sanders. I love what Deion and Colorado are doing. However, that Oregon offense and defense is just too good for that Colorado Buffaloes roster. Oregon is going to easily take care of business in this game as I think that they will end up beating Colorado in a score of 52-27. Hopefully, after this game, Oregon will finally get the respect it deserves in the Pac-12 and in the country.